Welcome to tonight's episode of Ginger Bros Dent Show. We're your hosts, Brandon Schmitz and Andy Patrick. We've got an exciting show again tonight with another Carl Neveau, with Dents by Carl out of North Alabama. Carl also has an alter ego that most of us know and love called Cousin Clay. Cousin Clay will not join us tonight, or he may, we don't know. But join us as we get to know Carl just a little bit better outside of the PDR world.
Ginger Bros.
What
is up?
So I had to play our tag team intro at least once on an intro for the show for those who have never heard it before.
Does that song sound familiar to everybody?
Yeah.
They were talking about it on Dents and Dreams even last night. Like, man, when Bert and Ernie came through, it's like, oh my god.
And man, when I tell you it hits in my
it
truck,
does. It sounds good in the van.
It hits. Yeah, it's crazy.
It'll
It'll massage your back for sure.
Nice.
So yeah, what's up, everybody? We already have several people.
Matt Armia was the first one night. What's up, Matt?
What's up,
Mr. Dragos, James Bernard, Tim Green, Corey Nichols, Kobe LeBlanc, Jack Bucknell, Christopher Allen, and Jeremy Nadeau so far. And
all right,
keep coming. That's awesome. Hi, everybody.
I'm so glad we converted Jeremy Nadeau into watching a podcast.
I ain't listen to no Dent podcast. All right, then.
So, hey, we already got a Facebook user. So, what's up, Facebook user? Go back and click the link to allow StreamYard to grant permission to see your name. If not, you'll just be Facebook user. So, I'm sure you're somebody who watches us all the time, but still, go grant it or we'll make fun of you.
Mr. Tommy King. I believe this is the first one he's watched, ain't it? Or did it? I can't remember if he watched. No, he watched last week with Carl.
He was on last
the
week.
other Carl. So only this Dent podcast, Jeremy says. We're so honored, Jeremy, that we made your list.
Yeah.
So real quick, I want to, on a serious note, we got, I seen Kobe LeBlanc's watching. He's got surgery. It was supposed to be tomorrow. I think he said something about getting it pushed back, but he's got surgery coming up. It's pretty extensive. I don't want to get all into it, but I mean, it's a pretty serious surgery. So everybody make sure to send out a prayer for him, and we'll be thinking about him and stuff. So
definitely had a long conversation with him today, and just keep him in your prayers. So I know it'll all work out fine.
Then when he gets healthy, we'll have him on the show.
Yep, he's got to let us know when he's ready. Okay, still tomorrow. Okay,
still tomorrow. Good. Yeah,
all
get that over with. So, like I said, brother, you'll be in our thoughts and prayers, and then everybody just shoot a prayer out for him. So,
yes, sir. Great guy.
Yep.
So we got we got two Carls back to back.
That's crazy. We didn't even plan that. It's just like, hey, who we on next?
Yep. So I had to I be honest, I never knew how to say his last name right.
Me neither.
And I even messed Carl's last name up on our intro or promo thing on Facebook. And so I had to call our mutual friend today, Fred Delaney, get him to tell me how to say it so I could do the intro for this. So,
yeah, I think last week I was like, Carl Neveau.
Yeah. I'm like, it's got to be like Neveau or something like that. And
right.
But no, it's so I'm gonna bring him on, Carl Neveau. But Carl, how do you really pronounce that last name?
So that always stumps me.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. My family says Neveau, and I've been Carl Neveau my whole life until I got an iPhone and Siri. Siri don't like Neveau.
No.
So if I got to call one of my family members, I have to pronounce it correctly, and I have to say Neveau. Call Todd Neveau. If I say call Todd Neveau, it's calling John Smith. What? No. So
yeah.
I
thought I was like,
so Neveau would be actually correct. Neveau is how my family pronounces it. I answer to both. It don't matter.
Yeah. Hey, well, either way. So at least I got it right both ways.
I got my series set up as an Australian accent. So when I say call John Yeager, call it John Yeager. I'm like, who is Yeager? Like, that's new.
Yeah.
Oh, look. Okay. So Kobe said they moved it from 6:30 a.m. to 8 a.m. So, okay. Nathan Smith is on.
The rock
What's up,
star.
Yeah.
Nathan?
So you had another Carl on here, huh?
We had Carl
Yeah, we had
Stuckey on last week.
That's awesome. There aren't enough Carls. I always say that.
There's not.
I'm a Carl Jr., so I know two, the close. But
Oh,
anytime I
just
see a pregnant girl, I always try to talk her into naming it Carl. And then my follow-up is, you want them to be good-looking and witty, right? And they say, yeah. I said, well, how many Carls that aren't good-looking and witty? And they'll say, well, you're the only Carl I know. I said, see what I mean? Don't you love your child? It hasn't worked yet, but that's always got a smile out of them.
Yeah.
So Jeremy Nadeau says he's got the same problem you do with the last names. He similar, but it's pronounced a different couple ways. So
yeah, I've actually had family members, my daughter included, that change the pronunciation. They just say Neveau. They don't even want to deal with the hassle of the cell phone issues and all that.
Right. So Carl, how you doing today, bud?
Man, if I was any better, there'd be two of me.
Oh, there
We'd
are.
both be good looking and witty.
Yeah.
Doing good. Had a good day at
Awesome.
work. Haven't been home too long, and
Awesome.
so not bad. You guys doing okay?
Doing great.
Good.
Doing great.
Weather's starting to warm up a little bit for a minute. That's even kind of like we're gonna give you a little spring, then we're gonna take it away.
Yeah,
real quick,
you have the sunshine for the last hour, didn't it?
It did.
Raining when I went in, cloudy all day long, and coming home as sunshine, and it looked like a good day to play hooky. But it wasn't. It was a good work day.
So, what was the temperature up there today? Because
In the 50s, I think. Not terrible.
So it was a little
the
bit warmer
sunshine.
down
It
here.
felt like a little 60s or something. Because Carl, like we was talking about before, he's about 2.5 hours south of me, so it's probably even maybe a little bit warmer down that way.
Yeah, it depends. I'm sure it's you got a little bit high altitude too, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
He's high, you're mid, I'm low. So
yeah.
yeah.
It's always warm where you're at. Isn't it?
Yeah, we're almost in like a straight line from each other, all three.
It
of
is
us.
funny.
That's true. That's true. We can. I'm a half a mile, not even a half a mile, probably a quarter of a mile from 65.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I can be on 65 in a couple of minutes.
So I'm about 30 minutes from 65. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
we need to have a hell of a relay race. I'll pass it down to Carl, and he'll pass it down.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. There's no excuse if you guys are going to one another's house and not stop in and say howdy.
Hey, I
Right.
stopped last time, but you ended up getting COVID.
I know. I got the China virus.
So Josh is asking what part of Alabama you're from. He's from Huntsville. I guess I could let you answer.
Oh, I didn't see that. I'm sorry. Yeah.
No, I answered for you.
I'm in the Huntsville area. Actually, my address is Elkmont, but I don't live in the city. I'm out in the county. I got an old farmhouse and an old barn, and not much for critters. We got a goat. We do have a baby goat.
Nice.
Yeah, I saw that the other day.
Just born. It's cute as a bud. Yeah.
We when
Named
I
him
was younger.
Thor.
Oh, awesome.
Go ahead.
We
That's awesome.
we had goats and horses and chickens when I grew up. So
Okay. Yeah.
we had a nanny goat and a billy goat. They had a baby, and then the billy and the baby had a baby, and then that mama didn't want anything to do with it. So we had to bottle feed that sucker to raise it.
That's an Alabama thing.
Yeah, and it would run around in the house and everything.
Yeah.
Jeremy's
Yeah,
gonna hop
there's
off.
one
He's gonna miss out
option.
because Carl's a big hunter and stuff. We're gonna get some hunting stories in and all that good stuff. Jeremy's
Yeah.
gonna die.
I do. I spent a lot of time in the woods and
Yeah.
like shooting, and I was an archery hunter for a lot of years. And shot competitive archery when I was a kid. My whole family did. My mom was actually a really good shooter.
That's
So
awesome.
my dad and mom shot, my brother, and then when I got married, I taught my wife to shoot. Used to drag my daughter around in a wagon when she was a baby to the 3D shoots and stuff. So it was definitely a family thing.
Well,
Right.
we'll get into all this. I see
Yeah.
David White talking
Yeah.
about slingshot. We'll get into all
Yeah,
that in a minute.
slingshot's a lot like archery, so I actually shoot a slingshot okay. I had a lot of fun with that hobby.
So
That's
let's start this off by getting just a small background of how you got started in the PDR industry.
Okay. Well, I used to work for a company in Michigan that sold, I was a paint touch-up technician. So I'd do paint touch-up on cars, paint and bumpers, and all minor paint repair. And eventually that company expanded into other services, and that's where I was introduced into dents. I wasn't technically a dent guy yet, even though I went through the training, was certified. I was on and off of that company. I left and then was told that, hey, they're not assholes anymore. You can come back. Sorry, I probably shouldn't talk like that.
Oh, you're good.
They're better. They're better now. Come on back, Carl. We can make this company great. And so I went back, and they weren't any better. Still, it was too much politics and lying and crap, and just so I left there. I've been self-employed most of my life, but in 2006, I decided, okay, now I'm going to be a dent guy, and I was still doing paint touch-up. At the time, I was working for a dealership because I signed a no-compete, and I left that company. And I said, you know what? I took a job making a lot less than what a skilled tech guy should make. But the deal was I get to practice on your used cars, and I get to practice dents every day, and I'm learning on your dime. So I managed their cleanup department. I hired and fired and trained. Was the first one there, last one to leave, just like all management positions. And painted all their bumpers, did all their paint touch up. But for half an hour a day, every single day, I practiced on a practice panel, or I would bring in cars and I would work on dents. Nice. And we had a dent guy there that's still in Michigan, and everybody seems to love this guy and his son. And I'm sure they're great guys. I don't know. I know the son; he's a real nice guy, but they just pick a bunch of highs in them, and their theory is high will fly. And now they're making a living, and I'm not criticizing them. But the nice thing for me is every car they had done, and I got to redo every single car. So I learned doing paintless dent repair, fixing and other guys' paintless dent repair, which has been a huge advantage, I think. Now it doesn't intimidate me to look at one that's all picked up, unless, of course, the paint's cracked or whatever. And, I feel like I'm still learning. Every year I do what I can to get better. And you both have motivated me watching your pictures. I think the first time I seen one of Brandon's jobs, I thought, wow, that's possible? Wow. Yeah. What?
Brandon actually fixes it. I just show you how to take good camera angles so you can't see all the way.
Man, I was definitely motivated, and so thank you for that. And
I'll be right back. Y'all continue.
Yeah. Okay. I've not perfected my big dent game, but I do some stuff. And
well, you learn even if you fail on them, it's a teaching experience. So.
That's the way I look at it. Yeah.
And I like what Jack. I kind of agree with Jack. Working at dealer, that had to be fantastic for training because if you mess them up, what happens? You just send them to paint or something?
Yeah, I did that for 2 years, and there was actually some that I had to send to the body shop. I remember one time I was out looking at a car on the lot. I leaned back on the front fender of a Forester, a Subaru, and that you already know where this is going, right?
Yes.
That fender buckled right in. I'm telling you, I didn't put 10 pounds of pressure on it. I don't.
You could have sneezed on it.
It buckled in, and I thought, oh well, I'm a dent guy. I'll fix it. So I got back in there and I pushed it out, and I made this dent into this dent that was impossible.
Yeah.
That one went to the body shop. I took what now would be an easy dent for me. They didn't make cold glue back then,
right?
I didn't know anything about soft tips and all that stuff back then.
A lot of over pulling, and even when I got started, I mean, there wasn't really any soft tips. I think they were just coming out, and I mean, I'd go buy leather. I'd go to Goodwill, find old leather belts and cut that sucker up.
Take a strip off your Gorilla Tape.
I went to Harbor Freight. I went to Harbor Freight and bought a pack full of welding gloves, and I'd cut the fingertips off.
Oh wow,
that's what I'd use. Yeah,
that's smart.
It was leather, and they were cheap.
Right.
So Carl, our buddy Jeremy's from Michigan. He said he thinks he knows who you're talking about with the high will fly.
They're nice guys, and in the vendor world, it seems like there's a lot of Jehovah's Witnesses, and I don't know if that's just something that it's coincidence or what, but everybody loves him. He's a really nice guy. I guess his son, I know his son. His son was a really nice guy, very likable, and they make a living. I'm not criticizing them, but it gave me good practice. Every single car I could bring in, whether I didn't get paid on them, but I was paid hourly. I had plenty of cars to practice on because it didn't matter if they did it or not. I had one to fix.
Right.
Well, see, I learned at a Dodge dealership.
No, we don't, Kobe. We're always learning.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
So I was the same way. I had every used car to practice on.
Yeah.
And it really made you a lot better, but.
Yeah, and there wasn't a lot of fear there because if I screwed it up, they sent it to the body shop. It had to be fixed anyway.
Yeah.
Right.
So it wasn't, and I was working so cheap for him. I'm almost embarrassed to say, I knew the owner from when I was a kid. I worked at an Old Town gym, and so I knew a lot of people in town. Anybody who was in fitness, I had met along the way, and was never a certified trainer, but I worked as a trainer and clerk and whatever, clean toilets and everything. I did everything. I worked at the gym and loved it. But I knew the owner of the dealership I worked at from the gym, and all real good people. But they don't pay a cleanup guy that much, and so I didn't.
Yeah.
Which was fine. I enjoyed the time I had there, and like I said, it gave me a chance to learn my trade. Then I moved to Alabama. I knew I was going to move south for a long time, and the target goal was when my daughter graduated high school. And I knew she was going to go off to college, and it wouldn't be that big a deal to move. And her mom and I were separated. And anyway,
what year was that? Did you move down
I
here?
moved in 2010.
Okay.
Yeah. And her mom's originally from here. We get along great. We never had really a toxic relationship. It just wasn't great, and didn't work out for us. But we raised our daughter together, and I'll always love her. She's a great gal. Mm-hmm. And she's from Tennessee. She's from the Memphis area, and that's
okay.
So the plan was she was going to move back home, and I was going to move down here, and then Jessica would be close to both of us, and I was the only one that moved. About a year later, my daughter said, "You know what? I don't like these Michigan winters. I'm going to live with Dad," and she's been here ever since. But maybe someday her mom will come down, and hopefully. But
so
I get comfortable and moving's a lot of work.
Oh yeah, I'm not moving anymore. We moved in this house 5 or 6 years ago. I was like, I'm dying in this house. I'm done with moving.
Yeah.
So Bruce Halverson.
Go ahead.
Sorry, Bruce Halverson came on, and if you want to pull that up, Andy, he was late to the party, but he did say, "What outfit did you start for in Michigan? What company?"
Doing other than
the company was called Color Tech was the name of the company, and we sold a product called the Paint Bowl, and the Paint Bowl was a mobile touch-up system.
I remember that.
Yeah. And I was one of the trainers. I traveled all over the world. I've been all over the U.S. and did a lot of outbound training. To Asia several times, in Canada, and I was a young guy, so it was really it was a good opportunity, and it really helped shape my personality and my people skills and that sort of thing.
Yeah, I'll say it worked because you do have a great personality like me. And you finally got to meet at the Nashville Tech meetup, and we just hit it. We started talking like we've known each other forever, and
it's
your personality is awesome. I got to give you props for that.
I really like the way the PDR industry has gone, and thank you for that.
Yes, sir.
It seems like it wasn't that long ago when there were guys when we first started. I say that long ago, 80s. But, the first guys in PDR used to go behind the building and they'd hide, and if anybody walked up, they'd stop working, and they made it. And I explain to people what I'm doing. I don't care over my shoulder. I'm happy to show them. Matter of fact, I'll put a tool in the hand if they want, and just tell them be careful because I'm gonna have to fix it.
But like you said, at one point it wasn't like that, and the last 10, 15 years of really kind of, we're trying to get it out there more. So, and there's still many, there's still, probably only 5% of the population really know what it is.
Yeah,
right. And
that's the hard
thing
part.
Is it's helping everybody supporting each other. I'm so much better dent guy. I'm making more money than I ever have per hour.
Yeah.
And it's all due to people like you guys sharing your knowledge and what you're doing and building up each other's confidence.
Well, that's what we're
going to all get better.
If we can all just work together and we'd all be better.
Yeah.
So Jeremy thinks you're him from the future, pretty much.
Well, you're 30 minutes for me, hunting work, and our last names are almost setting on. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I was actually going to go to Michigan next weekend, and because our last weekend of squirrel season is the 31st of March, and I was going to go for that last weekend and squirrel hunt with Fred Delaney and go see my stuff. But I'm getting into a new hobby. It's called field target shooting, and it's air rifle competitive shooting. And I've never been to one. And our first match was supposed to be Saturday this week. Well, we got cold weather coming in, and they postponed it till the 31st when I was going to.
Oh,
So yeah, I'm kind of an air gun guy now. I put down my bow, and I do deer hunt a little bit, but my main thing is the air gun hobby. I have a lot of fun with it, and I like chasing squirrels, and pest removal, and I actually have some big bore air gun stuff. So I mean, I can get into bigger hunting. I've taken several deer with an air rifle.
Really?
Yeah, I got a
awesome.
357 air rifle. It gets about 200 foot-pounds, which isn't like super high, but it'll kill a deer. So
I didn't even think I've killed an alligator with one, but
yes, you can hunt deer with.
I
with
guess
air
I
rifles
shouldn't say
too.
that, but
Carl, I think you and Jeremy's gonna have to hook up on Facebook after this. Like,
Yeah,
Jeremy's like, he's gonna get off. He's like, nope, I can't get off now.
Yeah, just message me, holler at me. Here, an air rifle has to be 30 caliber or higher to air gun hunt here, and for deer.
Right.
All small game and all that's open, which it isn't like that with every state. All the regulations are different, but I actually want to do a trip this year. One of my buddies in Kentucky, we're talking about getting together, and maybe Delaney also, and we're going to go to Florida and do some pest removal on iguanas.
That'd be awesome.
There's actually
give me a call.
New besties. Yeah, I think it's going to be just a blast, and we might try to maybe hit up a hog hunt or something. But
Jack Bucknell said, "America AF."
Hell yeah!
I love Jack. That's hilarious.
Yeah, hopefully.
Son, Jeremy, I've killed more deer than you have. So I mean, come on.
I try to not offend people. I understand not everybody hunts, and that's okay. And but I'm a responsible hunter. I've been doing it my whole life and been brought up that way. And it's just if I'm offending you, I'm sorry. Yeah, I got a hog. Let's see. Can we see it?
Show the count up there. We got a show me earlier.
It's hard to do this stuff because you're moving the wrong way. There's some of the deer.
Yeah,
and there's one
nice.
for big. All this is bow hunting.
Keep painting around. Let's see it all.
There's my bobcats. I got both them with a bow. One in Tennessee and one in Alabama.
Nice.
Them 2 deer coming up are Pike County, Illinois deer.
Nice.
And there's a crow back there. That was a shotgun. That's the only firearm
That's
thing in the
crazy.
And there's some coyotes. Can you see them?
Oh, I love it.
That's a fun story there.
Dude, that's a
circle. So the coyotes, I was bow hunting with Fred Delaney in Indiana, and there was supposed to be a 180-inch buck running around there, and I had 4 arrows. So this coyote come through, and I smacked him, and he let out a yipe. Well, then 3 more come in to help him.
Oh.
And then I missed one, and I shot a second one, and that's both of them on the wall up there.
Nice.
And then I had the last arrow, and another coyote had come up at 15 yards, and broadside. I was drawn on it, could have easily taken that one. And I thought, this is my last arrow, and there's 180-inch buck running around here. So I let it walk. But yeah, thank you. I see somebody said beautiful mounts. Appreciate it.
Yep.
Yeah, Carl, this is the most comments I've got. Like, I can't even keep up with posting the comments up there. Like, everybody,
everybody loves the hunting.
I got my readers on so I can see some of them, but
yeah, I'm trying to get them up there. If I miss a comment, I'm sorry. This is getting insane.
I've had a lot of fun with, like I said, my family were competitive archers, and I've had a lot of fun with bow hunting. Making the shot was never the issue because I was a target shooter, but getting the animal in front of you, I hunted a lot of public land, and I would plan all my vacations around hunting. And I think that's almost a dent guy personality. We're obsessive. You know, we are. And if you're not obsessive, you're not going to be a good dent guy.
Right. You'd be high will fly. You'd be that guy.
Well, yeah. And you know, which I'm not dogging on them guys. I hope the guys at the auctions never learn how to fix dents.
Yeah.
You know, if you're watching, man, no offense, because I really think that them guys are probably make more money than me. But but we both get to make money on the same car.
That's it.
They'll drill a pile of holes, and then the car will show up from the auction at the dealership, and I'll put plugs in all the holes, and then go through the window and fix them.
It was probably Jeremy Nadeau drilling all the holes. Who knows?
And not saying I never drill holes. I do wholesale work, and I'm not criticizing.
We all do. We all do.
You
know? My wife Amanda said, "Silver lining. You found the silver lining in all of it."
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Exactly. You know, and I went through actually. I went through that. I don't know if it's a high land or whatever, high attitude, where if it came in and another dent guy butchered it all up, I'd say, I ain't working there. Another guy did it. You know, and one day I realized I'm screwing myself out of money. And I actually had this talk as Cousin Clay and made a joke out of it, but it was actually serious because I probably do at least 20% of the money I make is redoing other guys' dents.
Wow.
I mean, that's a hell of a pay raise. Just
Yeah.
take my pride and throw it in the back seat and say, you know what? I don't mind fixing these, you know?
He said,
Yeah.
Jeremy said he don't drill
You don't
holes.
drill holes.
He manufactures access. Is
Manufactures
what he does.
access.
Yeah, gotcha. I had to manufacture access today, but
it happened.
We all do it, and we all buy plugs, and you know.
well, yeah. I mean, I try to keep it realistic and as tasteful as possible, but I do a lot of wholesale work, and that's it's part of the deal. You know, they're not.
Oh yeah.
So so how long have you and your wife been married? How many kids do you have? I know you mentioned daughter, but
that's an
let's
up and down story. I have I've been divorced 3 times.
Oh wow.
Lucky me, I'm really good at it.
You're a professional.
I'm great at my memory's pitiful. I'm great at forgetting people too. And that's why I try to like everybody. I don't want any enemies.
You're right.
I was married and divorced at 19, so that was just a stupid mistake. You know, I had good intentions and it didn't work out. And then remarried at 23, and that's when I had my daughter and my only child.
Okay.
And I raised her just like a boy.
Yeah. She hunt and everything with the best of them.
She did, yeah.
Oh,
She didn't continue hunting, but she did give it a try, and she gutted her own deer and insisted on getting her hands bloody. We did Taekwondo together from the time she was 8 until I moved here. So for a lot of years, we're both second-degree black belts.
Awesome.
And we taught at Old Town Gym in Bay City, Michigan I taught for 8 years, and then she continued teaching for another 2, and she kept up to school. So I had a lot of fun with that hobby and great exercise. And, you know, mostly it was, you know, bonding with my daughter.
That's awesome. I love it.
Yeah.
We know how the bonding with daughters is.
So then that wife didn't work out, and went on my own separate way and got remarried again. Was with her for 10 years, and she decided that she didn't want to have any debt, and that was her thing. And so she left to go find happiness, and wasn't a bad marriage. You know, I guess if you're going to have a breakup, that's the way to have it. We had 10 great years. My best friend left me, and I was brokenhearted, but it wasn't violent. You know, I don't know. I'm not going to say she wasn't cheating, but I can't prove it. And you know, I thought we were happy until she left. So
right
now I have the best woman ever, and I call her Barbie doll. And some of you guys have met her she's been to the shows and followed me around when I was Clay, and her name's Dory Armstrong, and you know, she's my everything now. So I'm pretty blessed.
That's awesome, brother.
She's a sweet lady.
Yeah, thank you.
But yeah,
she spoils me more than I deserve.
I agree with Jack. He said everything happens for a reason, and I'm a firm believer in that too, Jack.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, you don't understand it at the time, and you know, my dad told me a long time ago, what don't kill you makes you stronger.
Yeah.
And also there's a fine line between love and hate. I've seen that. You know, you pick yourself up and brush yourself off and start over, you know. Hey, Tom.
Yep.
Tommy. You got Tommy.
Even David White said father-daughter relationship is
Yeah,
the best.
right.
Yeah. You know, I've got 2 daughters. Andy's got 1. There's something about that father-daughter bond, even though sometimes you want to kill them, you know, especially when they get in that teenage.
13 years old.
We there right now.
2 years you're the best, or 2 weeks you're the best friends, and 2 weeks they're your mortal enemy.
Yeah.
And once, you know, she figured out how to manage the hormones, you know, everything was fine again. But there was a year when she was 13 where, oh my God. Yeah. Test your patience.
See, it's been 14 for us, so it just took a little. We was delayed a year, I guess. Here.
Yeah, I used to have a lot of rules. She always said I was a strict dad. And, you know, when they're young, when a new kid shows up at your door, you guys, I'm sure you have kids and you've seen this. A new kid shows up at your door, it's because their friends where they're from, they're fighting with them, and there's something going on, or they wouldn't be at your place. You know, it's like a dent guy coming to your lot. The reason he's coming to your lot is because he doesn't have work.
That's true.
Yeah. A really good dent guy, you're never going to see
him. Crazy.
You're never going, and I'm not saying I'm a really good dent guy, but you're not going to ever see me at your lot. I got enough, man. I don't want your work.
Right.
So anyway, these kids show up in your yard, and I used to tell them I got 2 rules. First rule is there's no fighting. The second rule is if you feel like you have to fight, you fight me, and I don't lose. Who's first? And so they're all afraid of me.
That's hilarious.
And then I would tell them, I'm not a chump like your parents. You have to behave here. And I really expected someday some parent was going to come up the driveway and say, hey, you call me a chump?
Well, let's go.
But it never happened.
I have a feeling they pull up and get out and see you and be like, all right, no, we're good. We'll holler at you.
No, I'm going to take my chump ass back home.
First time I ever saw Carl in person, I'm thinking, man, that's like Bill Goldberg coming out.
Yeah.
Built, bald headed. I'm like, yeah. I don't want to mess with him.
Speaking of Jack,
I was at my peak of muscle when I was Clay.
Yeah.
That year after Clay in November of that year, I fell out of a ladder stand. I was installing a ladder stand, and I fell 15 foot and bounced off the ground, and I broke my back.
Oh, wow.
I broke my L2. And so fortunately it healed up. I'm as good as new, but it did have me a long enough lull out of weightlifting that I never got back into competitive bodybuilding again. I don't know if I will or won't, but at this point it's not a goal of mine. But that's that's why Carl's not muscular anymore. It's I hurt myself real bad, and I thought,
you're still pretty really big.
Yeah, your whole perspective of life changes.
That wasn't long ago, though, was it? Less than 2 years or about
Thanks,
2 years?
David. Yeah, it was. Yeah, a couple years. It wasn't that long ago.
Yeah. All right. So while we're on the subject of
that's what I was thinking. When we're about halfway through, so it's a good time to do it.
So we're gonna do a giveaway. All right. We're going to send some koozies and stickers to one of y'all. So the question is, and the first one to answer correctly is, in 2020, who was Cousin Clay's tag team partner? First one to
answer, get some swag.
So anyway,
Cousin Clay and who? Facebook monster.
Yeah. James Menard said me. It wasn't Cousin Clay and
Uncle
who
Fester.
that said monster?
All right, Josh Dragos
won it. And he was trying to find us to get a koozie at the thing. So
hey, there's one.
Yeah, we got
there
it. Josh Dragos won.
Kobe said the guy from Texas.
Good job, Kobe.
Yeah, his character name was Billy Bob from Texas.
Yep.
Yeah.
We almost
Robert
did
Castella,
that.
which, man, what a great dent guy.
Kobe said what Josh said. You can't bounce off that, Kobe. We got to win it. It's not you. Like I said, I'm glad Dragos won that because he was trying to find us at MTE to get a koozie and stuff, and we just missed him somehow. So at least it's somebody that wouldn't have a chance to get one.
You know, I use that koozie all the time.
That's awesome. You sent the picture with it. I was like, yes.
I use it all the time. I told you I was spoiled. My girlfriend packs my lunch every day, and she'll put a couple of Diet Mountain Dews in there, and usually I'll get one out, throw it in the koozie, and set it on my wherever I'm working at the time. And use it all the time.
It was really cool to see our faces on everybody's beards and stuff at MTE with the koozies. They were all over the place. I was like,
so not Friday night, Thursday night at the meet and greet, I brought a backpack full of, just threw a bunch in there, and I was just kind of handing them out. I'm like, screw this. I went down every line of the bars and I just started handing them out until I was out of them at the time. Man, we were getting people tagging us on Instagram and stuff that were detailers. That were
everybody had them.
Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah.
We got this.
There's something about that going into character that it's just fun. And it's, I don't even know how to explain it. Every video that I've done as Cousin Clay was unrehearsed. I had no idea what I was going to say. Every single one is one take. Yeah, I put the teeth in, I become a different person, stuff comes out, and it ends up, either being funny or not, but we roll with it.
It's amazing how much different it made you look. Like once I seen you without as not, as yourself, like I didn't even, it took me a minute to put the two together. I was like, holy shit, what?
Randy wanted to keep that. See, I had a country band for a little while. Back to the obsessive thing. I learned how to play guitar, and then when I was 27, I bought my first guitar. By the time I was 30, I started singing. Before I was 31, I had a band, and I did that for 10 years. And
you still sing some, don't you? Like,
he was singing at the
play?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah,
a little bit.
And so that's how Cousin Clay was born. We were playing a Halloween party, and I come up with that costume, and kept the teeth in all night and sang. Well, then people were like, hey man, can you pop in? It's my mom's birthday. Can you pop in where she works and embarrass her? And so Cousin Clay became a thing.
Wow.
He'd disappear for a couple of years, and then I'd find the old teeth and put them in and do something, do a video. And then Randy really thought that was just the greatest thing. So he started PDR interviews. Carl, man, I want you to be the comic relief for my PDR interview channel. He said, it's nonprofit. There's nothing in it for you. What do you think? I said, hell yeah, let's do it.
Jeremy, I remember the perform on the show right now.
I don't know Fred Bear, but that's a good one.
The Christmas, show that Randy did, the Christmas before last, December before last, and you came on and you were singing Christmas carols. You were at some wholesale line. You're just out there walking around with the details just to sing. And I'm like, I wonder what all the people walking around think of this.
They know me. I'll be working that car out there singing it.
That's funny.
I'm just trying to figure out, is there anything you don't do? You sing, you hunt, you black belt in Taekwondo. You got it all going. Jesus Christ.
Well, when I get into something, I tell people I'm not the best in anything, but I do my best.
Right.
Yeah.
So I never, when I taught Taekwondo, I'd tell the parents, I said, I can't probably get your kids ready for the Olympics, but I can teach them the art of Taekwondo. And, that's just the same with musician. I played on a local level and, kind of around the state. I did go to Nashville and made a CD, so I'm technically a Nashville recording artist.
Nice.
Although it was with an independent label and I never made anything, but I was on some charts over in Europe.
Wow.
So,
like I said, I heard you singing it. You brought your guitar up to the meetup and stuff. I heard you singing inside. You jamming. I was like, hell yeah.
Thank you. I do mostly country and mostly 90s stuff. That's where my niche is, and I'm an old guy, so that's. The new country, I wouldn't know where to start. I mean,
especially 90s country.
This new country, we used to call that rap. I don't know.
Yeah, it's not. I call it pop. It's not country at all.
That's what we call it.
Yeah, it's not country at all anymore.
So the next time the next time we're on those Dent Guys podcast or have them on, Ben Martin, they're over in the UK. We're like, hey, y'all know Cousin Clay? He got an album out over there.
Yeah.
See what they say.
Howdy,
Bonnie.
Hi, Bonnie.
Love Bonnie.
So how'd you like MTE this year?
Man, it was great. I want to go hunting with Bonnie. She does great.
Oh yeah,
this big deer over there.
They look like they have a blast.
They got elk running all around.
The mobile tech this year was great. 2 years ago, when the last one we had, when I was Cousin Clay, I missed it. I mean, I was politicking the whole time. I had fun and no regrets. But when I was done with Cousin Clay, and of course I was fired up the whole time, high energy. And then now I got 20 minutes to go shop for my tools and go around and try to do what I went there to do. And so I left like not prepared. I didn't really get as much out of that. But what I did get is I made a lot of friends. And a lot of that really helped me. I was able to go to a training thing with Robert Castillo and Randy Hobson and over in Missouri. And that was great. I picked up some good tips and some good techniques and stuff there. And so it helped me better myself as a dent guy, which that's the goal of MTE. I go there to try to find something that's going to make me better, no matter how big or how small.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We always refer to what Don Cavanaugh said.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. We always refer to what Don Cavanaugh said. Like, you can learn so much sitting at the bar outside than you can actually in the MTE show, like just talking to other technicians and stuff around at the bar.
It's so true. You get around people that it's, I don't want to say they think like you, but they have that same passion. You're in your tribe.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's one thing I mentioned. I was going to get into this new shooting sport, new to me. It's called field target shooting. It's competitive airgun shooting, and that's what I'm hoping to get out of that. Not to go win a bunch of things. I want to go and be with my tribe. Talk to other guys that have the same passion for air guns that I do, and learn what I can about it. I am on Instagram, but I don't do that much. You can find me on Facebook for sure. And when I signed in today on this Facebook page, I think I'm on the wrong page. I have one that I set up on accident. I got a new phone, and the new phone didn't recognize
new phone.
it.
Who did?
Well, and eventually I remember the password and I got on the right one. And so I have two pages out there, and I don't know how to delete it. I tried to, and I couldn't figure it out. So,
and when you do it, I think it'll
be the one with a picture of me, though. If you search for it and find me on Facebook, it's the one with the picture. Hey, Kevin.
Bird man. He was on the show. He was on Dents and Dreams last night. Him and Kyle Chase was
Kyle
on
Chase.
with John Vidine.
Yeah.
Everybody's got the shows rolling heavy right now. I love it.
Yeah.
So
where were we, man? Did I ever make it through the dent guy? Why I became a dent guy?
Yeah, I think
then
so. And then we moved on to
then I moved to Alabama, 2010, and I was still not a full-time dent guy, but I was working on my game, and I started working for dealerships. I subcontracted with a local guy, and for a couple years, and he was able to put me on some accounts, and that was kind of it didn't work out great, but with that person, but without getting too negative. Ever since I set my feet on Alabama soil, I have been busy, and the goal was to eventually be at 100% Dents and get out of paint work. But paint work was what I was comfortable with, and I was relatively good at it. Did it my whole life, and there wasn't a lot of competition here, so I stayed with paint work at one dealer for close to 10 years, and then they found somebody cheaper and fired me.
Funny how that works.
Always the case.
So
yeah,
and I never had one complaint there. I mean, they could put me with their customers. I did a lot of work for their service department. And it kind of hurt my feelings when they fired me. But the thing is that that's where I wanted to go. And that's when they fired me. I did. Hey, Ken, how's it going, brother?
He said you made it, brother.
That's when I decided, okay, I'm doing Dents full time, and I don't care what it takes. And I mean, it's been really easy. It's not because I'm a vendor at heart. I've been doing this my whole life.
Mm-hmm.
I do service dealerships. I like to get out and do hail with my friends when I'm not a burden to them, and I can come in for 2 weeks, and because I don't want to travel for a living. But I like to go in, and if you guys ever get stuff that you think if I can come in for a week, you need a tech for a week, call me up.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
I'll come out and work for a while, and if you run out of work, cool, send me home. No hard feelings. And but I like getting with other guys, and because it makes me, I want to get better.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And even if a tech, which neither of you guys are this tech, but even if a tech isn't to where you are, you still can pick something up from them.
Yeah,
you can still learn from a guy that has less experience, that's been doing it less, that maybe can't do dents as well as you. You still can pick something up. So I really like getting on other techs.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Like, just because your skill's not there, pushing wise, don't mean your brain's not working a different way than all our other brains are. So I'll never take it.
Right. Well, I mentioned that I train people doing paint touch up for years and years, and I train hundreds and hundreds of people. I learned more from the people that I trained than the people that trained me. And they were sending me to training classes all the time, and all that. They'll always ask something in a question, or might ask the same question in a different manner that makes you think and say, "Wow, okay." And even if it's how to answer that question, you're always learning.
Definitely.
Yep. We're never going to know everything about it. I'm sorry, but it's the truth, and we're not. Like I was telling Andy earlier that
it's constantly evolving. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I worked late on a dent the other night to get it done, and then it hit today. I'm like, why didn't I use these tabs that I have I'm sitting we're going to lunch and I'm in the line at the bank trying to make a deposit, and I just say something out loud and I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? My wife's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm just thinking about a dent I've already done in the customer's, how I could have moved it faster with the stupid tabs that I have right here on my cart, and I never even thought about it.
It happens.
It happens, and you get busy. Hey, who is the Facebook user that just said you're always fun to work with, always positive? Put your name in there so we know who it is.
Yeah.
Was that Ken Maddox?
No, Ken's got his name up.
Yeah, his name shows up.
I wonder if it's Fred.
I got to
Fred
work
be
with
watching
Ken this year. Ken is he's a great tech here in North Alabama. Has a lot of great contacts with the body shops, and it was really an awesome experience. I learned a lot. And it was at a time where I didn't have a lot going on. And I mentioned earlier that, I needed the work, and it just happened at the right time, and I've been busy ever since.
Right.
So, Ken's a great guy. Anybody that doesn't know him. Hey, Freddie.
Yes, Fred.
I love Fred to death, too. That's another great one.
Yeah, he's all right.
What a talented guy, too.
Don't ever get him to come work for you. I'm just kidding. No.
He'll just save your ass.
He's saving, man. He'll become like your brother, man.
Right.
I love that dude to death.
If Freddie can't make it pretty, it can't be done. He's a hell of a tech. He's a great tech, man.
I learned a lot from him, having him here on the Hailstorm.
Yeah, I believe it.
And he said he's just like me. Second guesses himself on stuff.
He's humble.
It's like flawless. What are you talking about?
Yeah, he's very humble. He's got a great attitude.
Yes.
So If there's one guy that's my brother, that's Freddie. We've been close friends for a long time, and
now did you meet him?
I trust him with my life. Yes, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if I was working at paintball at the time, or maybe I was, but at one point I remember him telling me, he says, I taught him how to lift weights. We got into that. We trained together for a while. Guy blew up like a dang balloon. He can look at weights and grow, and it just did great. And we were real close there. And then at one point I was going through my divorce and I quit hunting. He's like, man, I want you to teach me how to bow hunt. I said, no, I'll get one of the other guys. And no, you got to do it. I said, well, why me? Because you're the best. I'm like, how do you say no to that? Okay, come on, Freddie, we're gonna go bow hunt. So and he's better than me now. The guy's just an incredible shot, and he thinks out of the box. And I'm kind of old school, and he's a really good hunter and good at everything he does.
And you probably needed that at the time too. That's
the
type of guy that he is. That he's gonna find a way to
he wanted to get me off my ass and back to being Carl again.
That's fine.
And I got to brag on him too. I hadn't met Fred, and we had that flood in Waverly or whatever we was talking about earlier, and he loaded up and got a bunch of stuff together, donated, and like that.
Got a big heart
to come down. Yeah. Thank you, Fred, for that. Still, like that's awesome. Glad I finally got to meet him in person. Even if it was a brief. MTE, we got to actually hang. MTE really actually got to hang out a little bit, so that was cool.
So with that is I was bringing the trailer load, and he was from I'm only 6.5 hours from you, Carl.
Yeah.
And he's 12, 13 hours from Michigan.
Right.
They drove down, and by the time I got to your house that Saturday morning, they had just got in pretty much.
They just drove 12 hours, yeah.
Yeah, we were going to pick you up, and me, you, and Fred were going to follow me up there, and then I pull up, and you're on the front porch, like, giving me air five and finding out you got COVID.
Air five.
Yeah, it's like from the porch over there.
Hey.
Yeah. But
what's up, y'all? Dang it. I can't go.
Yeah, but then he turned right around, and we put all the stuff in my trailer, and then that way Amanda could drive, and he could get some rest. 2.5 hours to Waverly right there. And people like that, like y'all, that just drop whatever it is. I mean, that far away to come down and just donate stuff. Yeah. There's not many people that's going to do that. So
no, that's what I said. I consider him my brother. That's right, Durf. Facebook saying Durf, that's got to be David Christensen, but I'm just guessing because I couldn't see his name.
Yeah, he had said up here that he was on.
Another great tech. This is David Christensen. Yeah, how you doing, brother? I remember the first hailstorm that I went to. I was watching David's stuff, and he comes over and looks at my work and turn the light on the opposite side, and I never knew how to cross check, and I had to go over and do every damn den again.
Goodness.
He was doing my quality check, and I thought, man, he's the best tech I ever met, which he was.
Bonnie, you'll have to go back and re-listen. We was talking about the air rifles earlier before I think you hopped on. So, and then he wants to come home.
Heck yeah, happy to help you, Bonnie. All the time. I have a pile of fun with that stuff.
Yeah, so let's get into the because I purchased one from you, but you were making slingshots there for a while.
I need one.
Yeah,
by the way.
You know where that came? I fell down and broke my back, and in November, and I couldn't do much, so I started whittling. And at first, I was doing them all with a knife and then a file and sandpaper, and eventually, I started using some other tools. But I would have about 10 hours into making a slingshot, and every one was different. And I could shoot them okay because it's just like shooting a bow for the most part. Yeah. And I had a lot of fun with it. And every one I'd make, I was like, man, this one's great. And I'd go shoot it. Oh, it shoots great. But it was already somebody else's slingshot. Yeah. And send it out to them. And the funny thing now, I shoot a slingshot from Simple Shot. It's just a plastic slingshot. It's nice, but I don't even shoot one of my custom ones because every one I made, I sold.
Yeah. Wow. You should have kept one.
Yeah.
You always keep the first one of whatever you make.
It really helped. And honestly, and thank you to you and to everybody that did buy a slingshot from me, because it really gave me purpose and it helped me at a time when I was down.
For some reason, I didn't know you were selling them because I'd have been all over it. Like I thought you were just making them for fun and stuff.
I had 1 month. I think I sold 22 slingshots. I sold for $100 a piece. I made $2,200 whittling slingshots.
Yeah, I'm trying to get some pulled up on your Facebook.
It really was a big thing to me. So the people that are there that did help me out there, thank you.
I should have brought mine. It's a comfortable, slingshot too, and beautiful. I'm talking about absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
And what I loved is that
Those are awesome.
Like you send me pictures of the knot and all that you cut out of the tree. Like you walk out there and you'd find something and you'd cut it and you'd send a picture of that, and then you know the progress.
I tried to do that with everybody. I'd show them the starting and then show them as it developed. And my girlfriend would look at it and say, I don't know what you're gonna do with that. And then when I'm done, she goes, I'm just amazed with your vision. How did you make that out of? How did you do that? How do you?
That's awesome.
So, I just kept working on it until I liked it.
I'm gonna say this because my wife just texted me, and no offense to everybody else, but she just said my favorite show so far. He's so humble and just seems like a good guy. And he's
always smiling too. Like it's contagious. Your smile is contagious, very much.
Yeah, thank you.
And now he looks like Santa Claus. So I mean, any kids that are watching this, here's Santa Claus right here. So
Brandon, you're not sitting on my lap. I'm sorry.
Things just got weird.
Yeah.
If you ever to get bored and happen to make some slingshots again, holler at him if you want to sell some. I know David White even just said he had no idea too. So
I will. I stopped doing it just because it takes about 10 hours to do one, and at the time I couldn't push dents. That's all I could do. So I did a lot of it. So I think it was. I don't know if it's something I'll ever get back into, but I had a lot of fun with it, and
well, that's kind of like me with the flags and the mascot we're doing. It was fun for a moment, but then it ended up
great. They were beautiful.
It tore my rotator cuff up. It tore my elbows up, and I had to quit doing it for a while. Yeah, but I finally made Fred one. And
he liked it a lot. That was beautiful. I seen it.
But I instead of using 2x4s, I used 2x2s, and I didn't have to use a chainsaw and any of the rough cutting stuff. And it didn't hurt my arm. So I'm like, well, if somebody wants them, I can make them out of this now. And it's half the weight. And,
I've seen somebody say slingshots are illegal somewhere or whatever. And I've seen that. Actually here.
He's talking to David White.
He's messing with David White. They go back and forth with each other.
Actually, here in Alabama, you can't conceal a slingshot. It's
really?
Like written somewhere where it's illegal to conceal a slingshot or to carry a slingshot. But I always did anyway. You got to be a pretty big asshole to attack an old guy with a slingshot. So.
But it's cool walking around with it in your back pocket, though.
Right. How much time we got left?
In the 50s.
We got as much time. We're good.
I got to use the restroom.
Okay.
Well, just go ahead. I'm going to mute your microphone.
Okay.
Yeah, don't pull a camera.
That way you're not like
on camera.
All right.
All right, be right back.
I'll pull up Mandy's comment. Mandy, I will say the people we've had on's all great people, so I don't think everybody understands. I mean, two of the people we've had on's right here loving the crap out of this one too. So Jeremy and David. So yeah, we're good. He said, "Look, Kevin said leave your mic on. He ain't pulling one of your cards, Kevin."
And I think Kyle Chase last night. It sounded like he got up and left his mic on.
Oh Lord.
Too.
Some of you Florida boys pissing on camera.
Crazy. But yeah, it's been a great show so far.
Jeremy's to replace David with Carl.
Hey, Jeremy, Carl could be your tag team partner next year too.
Yeah. God, I can't keep up with him. Mandy said they've all been good. He's just so nice and positive about everything. I fully agree, Mandy. He's, like I said, he's just smiling and he's got a lot going on and he enjoys, and it's freaking awesome. Kyle did this. Of course he did.
No, we're not gonna hear anything because I muted his mic, so we're not going.
We're good. Ken said, "Damn prostate." Old guys and small bladders. It's been hard to keep up with the comments tonight. I'm loving it. I'm loving the engagement and everything, but I'm like, did I miss one?
Hey Josh,
I agree, Bruce.
While we have a second, tomorrow I'll message you and get your mailing address and stuff, and I'll send you a little package. So,
Amanda's
on. All right,
Amanda. Amanda's Amandy's, and
yeah, we all have Amandas. So, me, you, and Fred have Amandas.
He said, "Unmute." I can't put up David. Typical David White puts a comment up that I can't put.
Hey, so if you're new coming on while he's off of here, but the whole time we were originally talking, there he is. Let me hang on. All right, there we go. Now you're back.
Hey, sorry about that, guys. When you hit the 50s, you got to go to the bathroom. You got to go now.
That's what Kim Maddox said. Damn prostate.
Yeah,
It's
exactly. The same in the 40s though. But
it's big as a grapefruit.
So got what I was going to ask. I know we went from the slingshot. Bonnie was asking about the air rifle. What air rifle do you have? I think I saw a picture of it the other day. Y'all squirrel hunting or something? You and Fred?
Yeah.
All the Mandas are great. I couldn't agree more. Sorry.
I have a few air rifles. I started out with some break barrel stuff and had a load of fun with that. And then each time I'd get something a little different, a little better. And now I'm into the type of rifle that's called a PCP. That's a pre-charged pneumatic air rifle. And so basically it's a lot like a paintball gun. It's not CO2 because CO2 is less power. This high power air, you pump the tank up to between 3,000 and 4,500 PSI. You'll get multi shots. It's basically on a valve system. A hammer hits the valve, and that allows a certain amount of air to go out. Some of them are regulated, and some aren't. My favorite one right now is a custom Benjamin Marauder. I got a bullpup stock, and it's a 25 caliber, just beautiful.
Is that the smaller?
The smaller one.
Yeah,
real pretty
I think that's the one I saw the picture of the other day.
Yeah, I get about 50 foot-pounds out of that, so it's pretty powerful, and very accurate. There are match barrels in them.
Isn't it crazy?
I do have a 30 cal. I just got a AEA Challenger Pro. It's kind of heavy, but it's more of a bench gun, and I haven't shot it 100 yards yet. My 30 cal right now, I have it tuned down to 900 foot per second, so I'm shooting right at about 100 foot-pounds.
That's crazy.
And so it's getting close to the energy of a 22 long rifle, and it's a 50 grain pellet basically.
Wow.
Yeah. Is that Freddie? My Condor is better.
Probably.
I had a Condor too. I've had a few, and I've kind of sold a couple and to get new stuff, and the same thing I used to do with archery. I get a bow shooting great, and then want the new one, and I'd sell the one that shot great for half what I paid for it. And somebody got an awesome deal, and I got to try out the new one. So yeah.
It's crazy that with an air rifle, as long as it's 30 cal, you can use that to hunt deer with, but you can't use a 22.
You're right.
In Alabama.
You're right. Yeah, exactly. So my 357 air rifle is I have killed deer with it, but honestly, it's not enough energy because you don't get a blood trail.
Yeah.
Jeremy said, if you're selling, I'm buying.
Yeah, you and Jeremy need to hook up because you ought to see. Yeah,
Jeremy won't be in our text group. Y'all start talking. Jeremy won't be in our text group anymore. He'll just be talking to Carl all the time.
There's a lot of stuff going on with air rifles right now in the U.S. I got out of it for a little while when I was bodybuilding and kind of got out of hunting for a while, but now I'm back in it. Crazy like I used to be, and there's a lot of new guns coming from different countries that are affordable and great. Don't need a blood trail if you hit them. Yeah, you do.
You hit them in the right spot.
Yeah, you do. I shot one actually this year with Freddie. I shot a doe at about 30 yards, made a perfect shot on it. We got on video, and it was snowing, and it covered up the tracks, and there was no blood trail. It's a small enough hole. And it got in the swamp. And we don't know what direction it turned, and it's dead somewhere. We couldn't find it, and that sucks. That's a tragedy. That really sucks. Yeah. And as a hunter, it's your, the thing you try the most not to do. So I'm not going to use the 357 anymore. I had good luck. I got 3 deer, found all them. The 4th one I lost, and who knows? I mean, we all know people have lost them with high-powered rifles, and it happens.
But I shot one with a 308, and it's basically the same thing. It was late in the evening. It took off, couldn't find it, and the next day my cousin hunted the same place, found it in the pond. So
it happens, and so we don't intend that to happen. And I've had a very successful time deer hunting. I bow hunted since I was 14 years old, and I've killed well over 100 deer with a bow, and not any giant bucks, but you've seen the few I've got here. They're smaller, but I've had a lot of fun, and I know how to put a shot on an animal to make a humane good kill. And
so where are you aiming with that 357?
I put it right
aiming
through
at
the
the
lungs.
heart?
I stayed off the
Okay.
shoulder, went right through the rib cage.
Okay.
And if I deer hunt again with an air rifle, it'll be with a 45 caliber or bigger, and something at least 400 foot-pounds or more. Not that you can't do it, because I've done it and you can do it, but it's a little more humane. You're gonna have a better retrieval success retrieving it.
So
I believe it.
the gator I shot, he was about a 5 foot.
Oh, that's cool.
With my Benjamin, my original one from when I was 10 years old, my old pump Benjamin.
Yeah.
And I only pumped it up 5 times, but I aimed right behind his eye where that soft spot is.
Uh-huh.
And he basically, I shot and he just rolled on his belly.
Oh,
we were like, oh crap.
yeah.
We had to set it. This was after Katrina down there in New Orleans. There wasn't nobody.
So your
around.
Benjamin, was that what caliber was that?
Just 22.
Okay, yeah.
22 caliber. Just
Yeah,
old.
just got that
pump,
soft spot up top or whatever. So
it's right behind the eye. There's that soft spot. It's like its
Oh.
ear. If you shoot straight through there, it goes right through the brain. He just turned it upside down.
Yeah,
I thought they had it on top of their head, which I watched. That show they was hunting gator on or whatever. They shoot the top of the head or whatnot.
Oh, they're just shooting. They're just
if you shoot a pig right between the eyes, unless it's a real big pig, I can, with my 25 caliber air rifle, humanely dispatch a pig by shooting it between the eyes. And I raised pigs, so I knew that. I was able to. And a lot of people wouldn't think that, but usually, farmers, when they butcher pigs, they use a 22 short. I mean, that's not very much energy, and they just right between their eyes, they're brain dead. They don't feel anything, and then you cut the jugular and they bleed out. So now you have a nice clean animal. There's not a lot of blood to deal with and to process. And I processed all my own animals. I still do. Deer, and if anybody wonders with the squirrels, I clean those and eat them too. And I got some great recipes.
That's what I was actually going to ask. Like, I was wanting to get into some recipes that you've had. What's your favorite deer recipe that you cook?
With deer, man, I got a bunch of them. Recently, I started doing back straps. I just sear them, and I season them up and sear them, and then put them in the oven for 15 minutes. And it's super easy, and they turn out great.
Nice.
And then
ain't nothing like a back strap.
I do a lot of. I cut all my deer into roast, and I don't cut any steaks. If I want steaks, I think they freeze better as a chunk, and then I'll cut the steaks after I thaw it. But I do a lot of roast, and or I'll stew. I'll take a roast, cut it all up into 1-inch cubes, put it in, and make stew. And I use an Instapot. It's super easy. It always turned out tender. It's a very little gaminess. Of course, I'm not shooting giant bucks, so the deer I am shooting are a little younger and and does, and I that's my preference. They taste better, but
tender meat and they taste better.
Yeah, any of the bucks that I shot, I make them into hamburger or jerky, and I have eaten so many deer. I've been processing it for so long that it's
that's like
it's I can tell the difference. A lot of people say you can't tell the difference between a buck and a doe. Yes, you can.
And especially young does.
Yeah, well, right, yeah.
Like this, I killed 2 in one shot this year. They lined up perfect.
Yeah,
I got down there. They were pretty much had just lost their spots, but they were orphans. And
easy
I was
to
like,
drag and easy to clean and very good eating. And
I cubed it all right there at the camp. I cubed both them little deer.
A lot of
that's some of the best.
There's a lot of people, and everybody has their own. It is the best meat. Everybody has their own theory on hunting. You shouldn't shoot the young ones. You should shoot the young. You shouldn't shoot any does or whatever. But thanks, Ken. But as far as I'm concerned, if you're going to shoot a doe, or you want a large adult doe, will have at least one, but probably 2 fawns, and they're going to be healthier because she's already done her growing her nutrition. They're going to be healthier than that Bambi doe that you shot.
Yeah.
So you're actually doing your herd a justice by taking the younger doe because she's bred, and as a yearling, she's going to have a litter, but that baby she produces isn't going to be as healthy and as big, and probably isn't going to have doubles because she's just a young deer herself.
Yeah. So
if you were to take that one and harvest it for your freezer, it's not like we're killing them and leaving them out there.
No.
It's going to taste better, and you actually, in my opinion, it's just my opinion, and I'm old redneck, but it actually does your herd justice, because a big deer, and this is proven, you can read it right in Pope and Young, a big, healthy, mature doe will drop a buck that's more likely to be a quality, larger trophy buck.
Yeah.
You know, and that's
the
all
last
proven.
one.
It's all
the
science.
last one I shot of the season, right before dark, 4 of them came out, and she was the only one that went to my little bait pile, and the others, which you could tell, was an older doe and 2 bigger younger ones, and she was playing with them. I'm like, this is the younger single by herself.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's the one I'm taking, and so I did. And, yeah, it's I get most of it put into hamburger, but
I love a good deer jerky. Amanda's got a good recipe for a seasoning for deer jerky. Oh my god! She'll make a bag and it's gone that night. I'm like,
now is she doing it on the smoker, or is she doing it in?
No, we got a
hydrator.
Yeah, we got like a 5-tray hydrator or whatever. Dehydrator, I should say.
That's the next thing I wanna kind of do. But I think you can do it on the smoker too.
Yeah, you can.
I think it's probably a little better on a smoker, but on the dehydrator, it's more like jerky instead of smoked meat.
Yeah.
Right.
And what I do is I have a jerky cannon, which is like a caulk gun.
Yeah.
You season your burger and you put it in there and you squeeze it out, comes in a nice even strip.
Mm-hmm.
And you run a circle around, just turn your dehydrator and run this spiral circle around the whole thing. And they turn out great.
Yeah, it comes out more like the Slim Jim or the beef sticks or whatever.
Yeah,
you do it that way. Yeah.
It looks like the one that's 50 cents at the gas station that, they almost look like dog treats, but when you make them yourself, they're great.
So I got a Traeger. I'll need to try some. I need to get some deer meat so I can do some Traeger jerky. I haven't tried any deer meat on the Traegers because I ain't had none. I
still have several back straps frozen right now. So
yeah, I had a good season this year. I didn't hunt deer that hard, and here at my house,
Mandy said we're making her hungry.
Don't make me hungry. Here at my place, I didn't get a shot at a deer until the day before season ended, and I had 2 does come through and was able to take one at about 80 yards with a 308 rifle. I was using a rifle then, firearm, but I went hunting in Michigan on their late doe season, and I had an awesome guide, and used his crossbow.
Wow.
And then one night we filled 3 tags.
Oh wow!
And he already had deer, so I was fortunate. He sent me home with that, and then I really did. I could hunt squirrels. I didn't need any more deer meat. So I had a buddy invite me, and I went out and I got one with him, so I was able to do a nice headshot on a deer, and then I took the other one, and so I got plenty of meat in the freezer. Let me know, Andy, if I had that way, I'll bring you some.
Yeah, it'd be perfect. Like I said, I'd love to get some. It's been a while. Jeremy's asking where you hunted in Michigan.
In Michigan, we were hunting Midland County, and it was private land that I was only able to get in because it was late doe season.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
One of the areas that they manage their bucks and stuff. And
is that Fred? Is that where you got yours at? Is that where you got that buck?
It is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He sends me a picture, and it's just of blood on the ground. I'm like, and then he didn't send anything else for a while. I'm like, dude, you're leaving me hanging. Did you get it or not? He finally sent the picture with the horns. I'm like, there you go.
Yeah.
Kobe said he needed to do some elk hunting this year. Freezer's getting low. Kobe, when you get after your surgery, you get to feeling better and you want to talk. I got great stories about elk hunting.
Yeah.
I was fortunate enough to get paid to go video for TV show for a solid week in New Mexico.
Yeah, Bonnie, I'm about to order some tools just so I need some sweet heat jerky on the side.
Right.
I don't even need any tools. I'll be like, I gotta get some jerky. This is the way I get it.
I just got to order an air rifle from a guy. He wanted in a contest or something, and then so I picked it up for a couple $100 cheaper than what they are new. And he made salsa in it, or not salsa, hot sauce. And he was telling me, I said, well, why don't you throw some hot sauce in the air gun? And he did. He packed it up real neat, put it in with the air rifle when he shipped it to me. And I was more excited about that hot sauce than it was the air rifle. It was really good.
You need to check out one of our buddies, Josh Roberts, intertwined with a company called Tacticalories. They got a lot of great seasonings and sauces and stuff like that. And I think what's the discount code? Like PDR, you save 10% off. Like they got a discount code just for Dick guys. I believe it's PDR. Okay. So cool, check it out. Tacticalories. I'll send you the link to it.
Yeah, do that. Thank you.
And they go through it like crazy because the last time I looked, right before MTE, and what I wanted they're already
it's
out
gone.
of it.
Like as soon as it's up, it's gone.
Yeah.
Right.
They got bacon ketchup. I love it. I try to keep that on stock. Like, what's better than bacon and ketchup? They just put it all together.
Anything with
Right.
bacon. If it's got bacon, it's gonna be good.
Right.
That's like the ballpark. I get sunflower seeds. And I love the bacon flavor. That's one. That's my favorite one. So, man, we've You got anything else to talk about?
Yeah,
we've been
sit
here all night,
far, right?
we're
Don Cavanaugh still holds the record. He went an hour and a half, so ain't nobody gotten close to that one.
I'm not trying to beat nobody. It's okay. We'll let him be the king.
Nah, you've been epic, Carl. I've loved it.
We've had
it's flown by.
And we've had over 20 the whole time, and we were up to like 27, 28 viewers.
Well,
and constant, so that's good.
Yeah, like I said, the interaction, we appreciate everybody interacting too. That was huge. So we got a lot of good conversation out of that. Backcountry elk hunt group is what we need.
That's right.
And Bonnie, don't you have them like walk around the shop up there? I thought I saw you post some pictures a while back.
Kevin Bird said he'd see you soon, Carl. Are you going to Anson Open House?
I don't know. It's local.
It's in Texas.
At Anson?
No.
Yeah. Okay. He said, "Is it local?"
Yeah.
Oh, no elk, only deer. I thought you had elk out there, but
no elk, only deer. She's got her deer look like elk though.
Yeah, they do. They do.
They're giants.
Guess you're going to start a Facebook PDR hunting group.
I might go to Texas if we can set up a pig hunt.
Well, Kevin's trying to talk you into. He said, "Carl's
saying you're going.
Carl's going. Call me up, brother. We'll talk."
Josh Drago said if he's in Huntsville, I know he said he got a bunch of family up there. He's going to holler at you.
Yeah, do it, man. Do it. We'll meet for lunch or something. Sounds great.
Yeah, it's always exciting to get around some other dent guys or somebody's in town or whatever, get to hook up and get some lunch or whatever. It's real cool.
Yeah. They come down and let you shoot the air rifles.
Ooh.
I'm on my way.
You're right.
They're basically an air rifle they're a little more expensive because the air rifle actually propels the bullet instead of a firearm. Is real simple, the cartridge does all the work.
Yeah.
But hunt me down, Kevin.
I dare you.
So when they build these things, they've got a lot of craftsmanship and machining that goes into them, and they're very precise. A lot of them use match chambered barrels, and the accuracy. I can shoot my air rifle. I shoot better groups with my air rifle, both of them, than I do my 22 long rifle.
Wow.
Yeah.
They're really, they're accurate, very fun.
And you got to think with an actual rifle, even 22 like that, the heat, if you're shooting constant, it heats up the barrel. So they don't, with the air rifle, it's not,
right.
There's nothing getting heated up and it can just be accurate the entire time.
Probably not even getting much recoil.
An air rifle is that
they
can be suppressed without having a federal permit. So they build a shroud that's unique to that air rifle and put baffles in it. And now you've taken a gun that's about as loud as a 22 or close.
Yeah.
And it turned it into a mouse fart. All you hear is
mouse fart.
Yeah. and that's nice to be able to practice shooting and not having to wear ear protection. And when you're hunting the whole woods and your neighbors, I had somebody call the police on me a few weeks ago, and because I was out here shooting. My neighbors,
don't you know we live in Alabama?
Hey, Carl, man, I work second shift. Any way you could not shoot, I'd have put it away. But you call the police on me, I shot for another 2 hours.
and you've got like a shooting lane back there.
I do, yeah.
Set up.
And it's perfectly legal. I'm out in the country. The cop showed up and said, "Hey, man, you're shooting out here." I said, "Yes, sir." He said, "Just want to make sure you're shooting the right direction." I said, "Yep." He said, "I see you are. Have a good day." I said, "Stop back anytime."
Yeah, come shoot with me.
Yeah, bring your rifle. Come on over.
I see you shooting the right way. Yeah, the neighbor's house right there. The one who called on me.
Yeah, but when I'm shooting air rifles, and I don't shoot firearms a lot here just because I don't want to. I do have neighbors, and they're not close, and all of them shoot too. Everybody on my road's armed. It's one of the things I like about Alabama. They're not going to go into Joe's house without getting shot at. And them neighborhoods where a guy goes into this house and robs them, and this house and robs them, and this house and robs them. That ain't happening here. No. You're going to get shot. It's not.
You're going to get shot in the first house.
Person that side of me is armed. Person that side of me is armed. He's armed.
Yeah.
I'm never going to have to shoot my gun, but I'm armed.
Yep.
and that's kind of the nice thing. People kind of keep quarters. They know that it's business. You know, if you go break into somebody's house in Alabama, they're welcome to shoot you.
Yep.
And they might just do it. So hope that TV's worth it, man.
Yep.
So other states, you break into somebody's house to steal their TV and cut yourself on the window, you sue the landowner. Man, they don't do that here. So one of the things I like about Alabama.
Jeremy said, "Don't end this show. Carl's my spirit animal."
Hey, thanks, brother.
See, Jeremy, we got the good people on. This is the type of stuff that we created this show for. Instead of just talking about dents, we're everybody's getting to know you. So
my favorite gun right now is a 25 caliber Benjamin Marauder. It's an air rifle. And other than that, I just got my first AR. I got a Smith & Wesson M4. And it's accurate. I've always wanted one. I wasn't sure that I'd use it. And one was on sale. And actually, my girlfriend got it for me for Christmas. And it is just, it's a shooter. But how do you pick your favorite gun? That's whatever one I'm shooting that day.
Yeah,
I got my favorite.
Ruger 308. That's just my favorite deer gun. It's light and it's great. But I don't really. They're all my favorites.
Yeah,
my favorite's got sentimental value. I got a 30-06 Remington Model 700 bolt action that my granddad gave me, and he's gone off this earth now. So that's my gun. And
and
my rifle. I say gun. I'm Marine Corps. You can't say that shit.
That is a great rifle.
I love it.
Yeah, I have a similar one. I have the Remington 700 and a 7mm Magnum. That's my father's gun, who is still with us, and hope he's here a long time. But I'm kind of proud that I got that piece of his history, to keep with me forever. So, yeah, they do become sentimental for sure.
Oh yeah, that's what my granddad was the one that took me hunting when I was little, took me fishing and all that. And that's what I was telling you before the show. I kind of once he passed away, I kind of got out of the hunting scene and stuff. So.
Right. Well, you want to get together next season, holler at me.
Okay.
I'll leave. I'm trying to lease some land in Tennessee. So I'll have a Tennessee license. So my non-resident license is, they're kind of expensive for Tennessee. I forget what they are, but it's $400 and some or whatever for for out of stater. But yeah, I'll come down and hit your area. We can go grab the small game rifles, and I'll bring 2 air rifles. We'll go shoot some squirrels.
Oh, that'd be a blast. I'm down.
Fun stuff.
No,
I'm hoping to.
Or if I do get that lease, you can come down and hunt with me.
Okay. Yeah, I mean it ain't gonna be far. 2.5 hours ain't nothing. So
I'm not one of them deer greedy guys that won't put you on a deer. I'll be happy. I'll put you in my best spot and pray you get one.
Awesome. I want to know anyway. Like I want something I want to eat. You know what I mean? So I ain't doing it for the game. I want some food.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, we've got a lot of high fence areas around where our camp is, and I hunt for meat. But we were riding by one that they were redoing or actually building a huge, super nice entrance to. And the guy who owns all the property and all that we're with, older guy that grew up with, he's like, yeah, let's ride up here and look at this place. And he said, you may see one of them $20,000 bucks. Where I said, yeah, I've already ridden by there, and I'd be damned if one of them wasn't standing out there. And this sucker must have 30 points on him. I mean, he's just standing out there just to look, and I'm like, holy crap! And then they're on Facebook.
They're impressive, aren't they?
Yeah, it's like, but literally $20,000 for that deer. If you go out there,
insane.
I forget the name of the deer. Fred, what was the name of that deer? Excalibur.
He may not even be on here still.
So anyway, Freddie was. He told me.
I don't know. We're still gaining our watchers.
Yeah, we are.
Got this buddy in Indiana. We're going to go hunt with this guy. Now we're hunting fair chase deer, but he was helping out a guy that has a high fence place, and so we were actually gonna stay at this guy's high fence place in their lodge, which we did, and really nice guy. Just let us stay there for free, and he said he's gonna put you in a pen with a 360-inch buck.
Dream
catcher. Yeah.
That's the one we saw.
Wow. Isn't that a monster?
The name of the place is Game of Horns.
Okay. So I told him, I said, man, whatever. I said, there's no 360-inch buck. He goes, yeah, he's I believe him. He says there is. I'm like, okay, well, whatever. So we get there, and I didn't know 360-inch bucks existed. Our world record was under that,
Right.
So this is at the time the biggest deer in the world, and I think. And I was in a pen with a 360-inch buck, and it was a freaking job. Had a red collar on it, just guy's pet. I don't know how many hundreds of thousands or even millions he was offered for it. He was offered big amount of money, he wouldn't sell it. That was his pet, and that was some of his breeding stock. And but yeah, that's big business stuff.
Check that kid out.
Wow,
I mean, look at that. I mean,
that's crazy.
I mean, literally, you paid $20,000 to go. They're like, okay, you'll sit here.
I think it was a world record at the time.
And at 3:30, this deer's gonna come out and you shoot it. I mean, to me, that's not hunting. You're paying for horns is all you're paying.
Right. Well, and I always had that attitude too. And I got a brother-in-law that was one of the best hunters I knew, and still to this day. And he taught me a lot. I learned a lot from him. And he did this hunt, and I want to say it was $4,000 a person, and I can't remember, but it was a little bit of money. Yeah. But he goes to this resort where they get all high quality food, cooked by chefs. They're spoiled. There's hot tubs and pools and ponds where they can fish, and they get to shoot these what they call cull bucks, anything around 140 to 160 inches.
Yeah.
So they're paying for the experience. It's a beautiful mount for their wall. Is it a fair chase hunt? No, but who cares? And I almost did it. I just didn't have the extra cash. But I went and looked at this deer and thought, man, that's beautiful. I should have went and did that. And he said, Carl, the deer hunt was only part of it. He said all the time that we spent, fishing and horsing around, and the food was great, and the time with our, it was like that's a vacation.
You're paying for the experience.
Disney World ain't as much. This is more fun than Disney World, and probably about the same cost.
Yeah,
so,
you're paying for the experience, not necessarily the deer. But
yeah,
well, man, I hate to cut it short, but we gotta run. I got wife texting me, and I think Andy's got to run. And
all right,
Bryce's got homework to do.
Thanks for letting us have this time, man. I appreciate you guys.
Hey, it's been a blast.
Yeah,
Carl.
it has been. We'll have to do a round 2 with Carl. Like, we didn't get it all out even, so we'll have to have Carl on again, sure. And
actually, it's the second time you came on our live show in MTE.
I was kind of put on the spot. I didn't know what to say. Like, hey, Carl, come up here. I'm like, yeah, hi guys.
Yeah,
you having fun?
Oh, you did great.
Man. Tech Expo, everybody here is having fun.
Yeah, it was loads of fun.
So appreciate everybody for jumping on, engaging. Jeremy,
see you, Jeremy.
Definitely get up with him.
Yeah, you guys will have a lot of chat about.
Thanks,
God, I had a stroke. Like, it's just good talk.
Hey, well, you guys have a good one. Thanks for letting me be involved with this.
Well, we appreciate it, Carl, and I'm gonna go ahead and hit the outro, and we're gonna be done. Well,
next week we got Mr. Chris Howell, the FVD from
FVD Person of the Year. He's
been got so highfalutin he couldn't even send me a picture. He had to get Christina Seconder to send me one. So he's kind of assistant.
Outro the pig.
The outro of the pig.
Hey, that's going to be another. So Carl join in on that one because he's going to be talking a lot about hunting too. So
yeah, Chris is a big hunter down in Texas and stuff. So it'll be one you'll enjoy.
Yeah, remind me. I'll try to get in on that.
Yeah, we'll shoot you a message.
Yeah, appreciate it.
All right, buddy.
Thank you. It was awesome.
Thanks again, everybody.
Thanks, guys. Have a good night. Hey, thanks,
everybody.
Yeah.
All right, bye.
All right, bye.